What's the deal, YouTube? Come on in. Welcome to Mo's Knows. I'm your host, Mose. Today we continue in our series called The Checkup. What are we doing in this series? We're checking in with all 32 NFL teams across the league, seeing what players they gained, what players they lost, taking a look at the starting lineups for offense and defense as we head into the start of the 2021 NFL season. And today we head to Indy, checking in with the Colts, seeing what's going on over there with the horseshoe. So let's dive right in. Let's not waste any time. Let's take a look at some of the players that they lost. Start at the quarterback position because we know that's the most important position on the football field. With the retirement of Phillip Rivers. Longtime Chargers quarterback, spent the season with the Colts, did everything he could to try to win games. Some injuries, up and down year. Phil decided to hang it up. Actually recently got his first win as a high school coach. So congratulations to Phillip Rivers. But that made them go out and make some things happen. And we'll talk about what that thing is a little bit later. Other players that they lost, no longer on the team. Linebacker Anthony Walker Jr. was solid for them in that defense. Safety Malik Hooker, this one I can understand. A lot of potential. Colts had really high hopes for Malik. But he's just injury prone. A lot of tough, devastating injuries that has hindered his career so far. Hopefully, with a new team, a fresh start, maybe, different eyes from a different, training staff and, team doctors. Maybe they can get him on the right path. Longtime veteran, outside linebacker Justin Houston, no longer with the team. Defensive end Danico Autry and quarterback Jacoby Brissett, all no longer with the Colts. Now that Jacoby Brissett, that might play a key role this season. And we'll talk about that right now, actually. Because we'll switch over to the additions. And the main addition, again, as we said, quarterback is the most important position, is Carson Wentz. The Eagles tried it. Carson wasn't happy. They drafted Jalen Hurts. They took Wentz out towards the end of the year and put in Hurts. Carson wasn't having a good time with Doug Peterson. Their relationship was on the fray. Carson was like, man, I want out. So the Eagles tried it. They fired Doug Peterson and they hired Nick Sirianni. Now, why is that important? Why is that important to the story? Well, Nick Sirianni is a disciple of Frank Reich. Is it starting to click now? Yeah. So they assumed, Eagles being the assumers, that hiring Nick Sirianni, who, in my personal opinion, don't feel is ready to be a head coach. But the Eagles thought hiring Nick Sirianni would mean, okay, we get somebody who's a disciple of Frank Reich. Carson Wentz had his best season, was an MVP candidate before he tore his ACL, helped us get to the Super Bowl under Frank Reich. So this should make Carson happy. No. Carson was like, yeah, no, I'm good. So the Eagles played themselves. Congratulations, you played yourself. And Carson was like, yeah, no, I want out. And I guess it just made sense that they trade him to the coach that he wanted to go to. They make the trade with Indy. Eagles take a massive cap hit penalty for that trade. Absolutely ridiculous. And now Carson Wentz is with the Colts. But then you're like, okay, Mose, we get it. Where does Jacoby Brissett come in? Well, the injury-riddled Carson Wentz had another injury. Shocker. Carson Wentz got injured again. Now, he had the surgery on his foot, toe, somewhere in that region. And apparently he's been back at practice, and he looks like he should be ready to go week 1. But how long will the foot hold up? If you ask Eagles fans, knowing who Carson Wentz is, it's only a matter of time before he gets injured again. So who do the Colts have behind Carson Wentz in the event that he goes down? I don't think anybody they have is better than Jacoby Brissett. And it's not like Jacoby went to a team where he's fighting for a starting job. He went to Miami. He's behind Tua. So I think the Colts should have kept Jacoby, just because I don't know if Carson Wentz is going to play 100% of the games this year. So that's yet to be seen. Moving on, a name that I forgot to add to the losses list. It slipped my mind in making the graphic, but we need to add left tackle Anthony Costanzo, and that's important because of our next addition, left tackle Eric Fisher. Eric Fisher was released by the Chiefs. The Colts pick him up, slide him into the left tackle spot to take over the void left by the retiring Anthony Costanzo. Other additions are defensive tackle Antoine Woods, safety Sean Davis, and linebacker Malik Jefferson. This Colts team is really good, and what they are able to do is all going to depend on their health. So let's start the offensive line. Again, another solid unit. Easily top 5. Could be considered top 3. Maybe not with the loss of Costanzo, because Eric Fisher has had some injury concerns, which is why he was released by the Chiefs. But if he can stay healthy, and with the continuity on this line, easily top 5, possibly top 3. Again, aforementioned left tackle Eric Fisher, best guard in the NFL, left or right, doesn't matter. Quentin Nelson at left guard, center Ryan Kelly, right guard Mark Lewinsky, and right tackle Brady Smith. This offensive line is vicious. Quarterback, we mentioned already, Carson Wentz. Starting running back, Jonathan Taylor. Really love this kid. Love his size. Love his speed. If Quentin Nelson can stay healthy, he also had surgery on his foot. He returned the same time Carson Wentz did. Hopefully both of those guys can play week 1. So that's what they're aiming for. Looks good so far. So we'll see what happens. But if that offensive line can stay healthy, and if Carson Wentz can stay healthy, which would help in the passing game, I can see a big year from Jonathan Taylor. Tight end, we have Jack Doyle. On the outsides, wide receiver T.Y. Hilton, Michael Pittman, and in the slot we have Zach Pascal. Really, really good offense. Again, health is going to be key here. Let's move over to the Colts defense. Up front, I have Kwity Paye and Tyquan Lewis starting on the ends. I got Antoine Woods, newly acquired, starting at D tackle, opposite DeForest Buckner. I miss Defoe, man. As a 49ers fan, I miss Defoe. Yeah, we got Javon Kinlaw, but he's been up and down as far as productivity and consistency and in and out with injuries. And we had a chance to keep Defoe or keep Eric Armstead. We moved Defoe, got the first round pick, kept Eric Armstead. I can understand why you did it from a business decision, because we got a first round pick for Defoe. We wouldn't have got a first round pick for Eric Armstead. But I think it was a bad decision. I'm just throwing it out there. I think we should have kept Defoe. Maybe we wouldn't have been able to sign some of the players that we signed, but I think we would have. And even hearing Defoe saying, "Look, I mean, I wish they would have just talked to me. I would have, met him in the middle. He wasn't trying to kill our pockets. He loved being in San Fran. He loved the organization. Maybe Eric Armstead can turn it around and can give us the kind of production that we're looking for from him. And I think our defensive line is set up, especially if we can stay healthy, for him to do that. But that remains to be seen. But I miss my boy Defoe. Linebackers. Middle linebacker, we got Bobby Okereke. Outside, we have Zaire Franklin and one of the best linebackers in the league, Darius Leonard, holding down the fort on the outsides. Now, I have Kenny Moore the second on the outside. I know he's a nickel, probably one of the best nickels in the league. But looking at the rest of the team, with this graphic, I put the two best corners on the team as starters. So we got Xavier Rhodes, we got Kenny Moore. Now, I would like to see Rock Ya-Sin on the outside. Shout out to Rock, went to Temple. I'm a Philly native, so much respect to him. I would love to see him take over that starting outside position. And obviously, Kenny would kick inside to nickel. But I think Rock needs to be just a little bit more consistent. And I think he has to trust himself. He has all the physical tools. He's got the height, weight, speed down. He's aggressive. He's got the tenacity. I think he needs to trust his eyes. I think he needs to trust the scheme, play with a little bit more confidence, become a little bit more consistent. But I think he can do it, and I'm hoping that he does it. That would only be another added benefit for this defense. And then safeties, we have Kari Willis and Julian Blackman. Not the best tandem, but they do their job. They get their job done for what they need to do in this defense. Obviously, the highlight of this defense is that front seven. They make everything go on this team. So I don't know why I'm stuck for words. I think they will continue to cause havoc and have this Colts defense be one of the top defenses in the league. That's going to wrap it up for the Indianapolis Colts. Looking forward to what they can do in the season. Again, if Carson Wentz can stay healthy, I think he can be a really, really good quarterback under Frank Reich again. He has the offensive line to protect him now. He has the weapons on the outside. He has a great running back. So I think similar to the previous video where the Saints are going to live or die on the back of Jameis Winston, I think the Colts are going to live and die off the back of Carson Wentz. Maybe not so more so his performance as it was with Jameis, but I think with Carson, it's his health. Can he stay healthy and be available for this team for a majority of the season? Can he stay healthy for all 17 games? To be a great quarterback, to have your team in a position where they're in the playoffs, where they have home field advantage, where they're fighting for that AFC title game to get into the Super Bowl, you got to be available for your team. So I think the outcome of the Colts season is going to be heavily dependent on the health of Carson Wentz. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate your time and attention to this video. Thank you so much for stopping by Mo's Nose. You really don't know how much I appreciate being able to create this content, give it out to you guys, and you guys watch it. Whether you watch 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, anytime you tune in, I really appreciate it. I love talking football. So to have a group of folks who enjoy the sport as much as I do, and we can converse about it, it's always a great thing. If you want to tap in with Mo's, hit me down in the comments. Let me know what you think. You know, is there a player that you're seeing on this Colts team that you think might be better in a starting role? Have they impressed you so much that they may take over one of the starting positions? Drop that down in the comment section. You can also connect with me on my social media. I'll link all of those in the description. I love interacting with you guys. Hit me up on any social media outlet of your preference at any time. Love to talk it up, chop it up with you, talk some ball. Hit a thumbs up on this video if you liked it. Colts fans, let me know what you're thinking. Let me know your outlook on the season. I know you're fired up. Let me know what you think about the Carson Wentz situation. Are you happy about the trade or you're not happy? Are you worried about his health? Are you not worried about his health? Let's talk about it as we get ready for the season. since you're here, you might as well take care of a few housekeeping items. You want keep your space clean, keep your space tidy, keep things in order. So in order to keep things in order, do a couple of things. Hit that subscribe button, then take another 2 seconds and hit that bell icon so that you get notified every time new content drops right here at Mo's Nose. Love and appreciate you all, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. Be easy.